Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hope you are all doing very well. So we have another week of interesting football games coming up, and probably the biggest rivalry in English football history with Manchester United facing Liverpool. So today I have the pleasure to have Doug with me from the Dugout channel. Hi Doug, thanks for coming on here.
Absolute pleasure, Zani. Thank you very much for having me. And let's get stuck into this. Looking forward to this game.
I needed a fellow Liverpool fan next to me because Chris and Tom here, they are Manchester United fans. So, Tom, how are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Last night went pretty well for us, so I can't be too upset.
Yeah, and Chris, how are you?
Good, thank you. Yeah, good second half for us.
Amazing. So, yeah, I just wanted to maybe talk about yesterday's game a bit. How are you feeling after it? How are you feeling after the first half and then the second half? And what did you think were the most important players yesterday? Tom, I'll start with you.
I think Paul Pogba and Bruno were probably the two most influential players. I think we started without Paul Pogba at the weekend against Leeds, and we didn't really create much. And yeah, yesterday was a completely different story with him on the pitch. So hoping he plays against you guys at the weekend and we can create some chances.
Yeah, I think it was very interesting that there were so many talks going around about Pogba leaving and Pogba not bringing anything to the team, but he's turned it around. And I think the while where he was injured, I think you struggled quite a bit without him. So yeah, what do you think, Chris?
Yeah,
Did you like
it was fantastic
yeah?
recently. I think they've all started playing better recently, and hopefully, a trophy is on the way now.
Okay, so well, I know that European Super League is kind of out of the picture now, but people still like to talk about it a lot. So maybe Doug, just say your thoughts about it, and in like 1 minute or so, what do you think about it? And yeah.
I mean, we could be here all day with my thoughts of it. I mean, I did a live stream the couple of weeks ago when it was all sort of starting to get serious, and I've been against it. I've been absolutely against this thing. The fact I like the fact that like every football fan is sort of united to get this, thing away. It just absolutely ridiculous, and it was all about money in the end. And as far as I'm concerned, this episode, has made me FSG out. And you know what? It's not going to change. It's not going to change my mind. And I think now we need to get. I think now Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United definitely need to get their American owners out. I know in Manchester United, with the Glazers, they've been taking money at the club ever since they came into 2005. And I remember that. I remember the fact that Manchester United didn't actually want the Glazers. The fans didn't want the Glazers. There was protests even before they even came in. So that just shows now that you have these owners that are just money grabbing leeches. And yeah, I don't like the word leech, but you have to say for these owners. But yeah, the European Super League, I'm absolutely thankful that it has fallen through, and it remains to be seen what actions the Premier League and UEFA will take. But I was totally against it.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I think all this Super League talk and fans being united kind of took away a bit of that rivalry before the game we used to have, because always before Liverpool Manchester United games, Twitter is mad and people are going at it. But this time, as we were all fighting against something, it doesn't feel that way. But maybe that's my opinion, but it basically felt like that. So Chris, your thoughts about Super League?
I'm glad that we pulled out of it. I think it was death of football, really. It wasn't good.
Yeah, totally. And Tom, I've seen. Yeah, go on.
I'm with Douglas. I think that we will need to get the owners out of the club, and they're ruining the clubs, really.
Yeah. And Tom, I saw that you posted a couple of things about glazing up. So was this like the last straw for you and you just want them out?
Yeah, so to be honest, I was too young back when they took over to fully understand what was going on. But yeah, this Super League just shows you what these owners are really after, to be honest. And I don't think it'll stop with the Glazers getting out either. I think what we need to do is get a majority fan ownership with clubs. That's the only way you'll stop it, because whoever takes over Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, they'll all be in it for the money, regardless of what they.
Yeah, I think there isn't an owner who will be in there just for love of the club. All of it is profit now, because when you think about it, Liverpool were bought for what, 200 million, and now it's 3.5 billion. So the second they sell, they will make such huge profit, and they always had it in the mind. And the next owners, they saw this success, so they think, okay, I can make even more money. But yeah, let's just talk about Sunday's game. So Manchester United, Liverpool at Old Trafford. It hasn't been a good place for us. We were talking with Doug about this, and we had 2 wins in 17 years there. So it's not particularly a good record, but most of them, I think, been like 0-0 or 1-1 draws. So Doug, tell me, what do you think about that record?
It's not a very good record. 2009 we won 4-1. I remember that game. All the talk at the time was, I think, if we had lost that game, then Man United would probably go on. I know they did go on and win the league eventually, but finish second in that season was, really, really disappointing. And then the 2013-2014 season, we won 3-0. I remember the big banner, David Moyes is a football genius, came out in that game as well. Look, I honestly still think this is the biggest game in English football for sure. I actually also think that the way that we've been playing recently, away from home, our away form is much, much better. But as we've both said, 2 wins in 17 years since 2004, it doesn't give me much confidence. And to be fair, I thought last season Manchester United probably should have beaten us as well. We did not play well at all that game. I think that was a tale of 2 halves. Actually, first half they were very, very good, and then in the second half we kind of took over. So I think it's going to be a bit of the same. I think we'll have loads of the ball. It's about what we do with it, but I think United will definitely, look to counter attack for sure. And I am praying to goodness that Phillips is back. I want Fabinho back in the midfield, because there is a stat going around that we've only lost 1 game since the turn of the year with Fabinho in defensive midfield. So I am praying that Fabinho is back in midfield.
Same, but then I've heard people saying that Reece Williams will play, and I don't want to see Reece Williams and Kabak against Rashford, against Cavani. That will be just...
No, thank you.
No. Yeah, Tom, tell me, what are your thoughts about the game? How are you feeling? How it's going to go?
Yeah, as Doug said, you guys have got a poor record at Old Trafford. Obviously, you haven't played in the week, and we've just played last night, so our players are going to be a little less fresh than yours. But to be honest, like most big games Man United appear in, I think it's 0 written all over it, to be honest.
I hope not.
You guys need the win more than we do as well. I think our position in top 4 is pretty much wrapped up. So I just hope the players, play for pride. We've got left to play for in the league this season, really. So
yeah. And Chris, do you think the focus will now go more on the Europa League rather than winning every game in Premier League, as Tom said, because top 4 is already kind of secured?
Yeah, and I think that's why the other week, last weekend when we played Leeds, we didn't really play proper, because my league season is more or less over, really. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think it's going to be...
I think it's more... Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just some...
more important for... Yeah. I think it's more important for Liverpool, really, to win than us, really. Yeah.
For sure. That's definitely. But let's talk about players. So, Doug, which players are you scared of the most in Manchester United? Could do the most damage to us?
Obviously, I think Bruno Fernandes is one. He's an absolute game changer. He obviously scored against us in the FA Cup as well. So that he's a big danger man. Cavani scares the living daylights out of me. I'm not going to lie. Cavani for me is an absolute goal machine. He's so clinical. Any time he's in front of goal, I know he scored 2 last night. Probably should have had a hat trick as well, but the fact that Man United have got a goal scorer in Cavani, Mason Greenwood as well. I like that. Mason Greenwood, I suppose Rashford as well. Luke Shaw seems to be under the radar as well. I know people have been saying that people would probably say, you've got Chilwell, you've got Andy Robertson, but I would actually say, without being obviously too biased or anything like that, I think Luke Shaw's been the best left back in the Premier League this season. So It's going to be very, very interesting game. As I said, I think the midfield battle is absolutely key. They'll probably play with a pivot with Scott McTominay and Fred, who look. That Fred, I honestly do not get why he keeps playing week in, week out. I do not rate him at all. So it's going to be very, very interesting game, and I think you'll probably have Dean Henderson in goal again, because I think if you look at I think Henderson's playing in the league, De Gea's playing in the cup. So there are a lot of players that we have to look out for, but Cavani, Fernandes, Greenwood, Rashford, Luke Shaw are the danger men for me.
Yeah, and I think a lot will depend on if, for example, Fabinho will play in midfield. He will be the one who will be able to stop, for example, Fernandes. But yeah, Chris, same question to you, but who are you afraid of from Liverpool? Is he there? Looks like not. Well, Tom?
Well, to be honest, it's your entire front three, isn't it? I know Mane hasn't been firing this season, but when they're on form, so as Doug said, if we play McTominay and Fred, that's probably our only chance of stopping them, really. But yeah, your attack is obviously terrifying to any team, really. And I think it entirely depends, really, on, as you said, as Fabinho plays in midfield. I think if you've got Fabinho in midfield, that greatly improves your attacking output as well. So it'd be interesting to see how you line up. I don't know what the status of Nat Phillips is, whether he's fit or not. I think he missed training in the week, so it'd be interesting to see if he plays.
He's been training, I think, on his own. So I think he's touch and go for Sunday. But yeah, I do not want Fabinho at the back. I think we all want him in midfield.
For sure, yeah, me too. Like, I understood why he was playing centre back last couple of games, but this game we definitely need him back in the midfield, because I really hope that Phillips is fit to play, because we need his presence, because the way he heads the ball away, I think no one can do it as well as he can. So, yeah. Chris, welcome back.
I had to pronounce. Sorry about that. Internet's not very good.
So same question to you. Who are you afraid of from Liverpool team?
Probably Salah and Mane, really. I think they're the best players for you. You've got other ones as well, but yeah, they're the best two.
I'm surprised you haven't said Jota, because if I was like a fan of some other team, I think I would be afraid of Jota for him. But yeah, okay, well, let's talk about top 4 then. So what do you think? Is it still possible for Liverpool to get top 4? What do you think, Tom?
I think it's quite nice that it probably entirely hinges on how you get on in this game, really. I think you've got to win all your games to go to even stand a chance of getting in. So really, if you beat us, that probably gives you a bit of momentum as well to try and chase it. But being completely honest, I think the 4 teams, Chelsea, Leicester, Man United and Man City, are probably better set up to get it. But it's yours to lose. I suppose you just got to win all your games.
Yeah, I agree, and I think Leicester has quite difficult games still to go, so it can go both ways. But for example, as we stand now, I'm very hopeful that we get it, but I'm more convinced that we don't. To be fair, it's just how I think. What do you think, Doc?
Yeah, I agree with Tom. I think this game hinges on whether we get top four or not. I mean, you look at the games that we've got left. I think it's like Southampton, and then 2 back-to-back away trips to like West Brom and Burnley, and then Palace at home. Like now, people will say that that's a very, very good run on paper, but if you've never watched Liverpool this season, you will know that we struggle against these kind of sides. And we've already drawn against West Brom, we've lost to Burnley, we've lost to Southampton, and we managed to beat Palace 7-0, which is always a nice wee thing to do. But I honestly do think that we do need to get something from this game. I think 3 points is a must on Sunday. But as we say, very, very poor record at Old Trafford. But then again, I do think there are records there to be broken. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Just on obviously Leicester City and Chelsea. Chelsea have got, I think, a really hard last couple of games. I think they've got to play, I think, Fulham, and then I think they're away to Manchester City, and then I think they've got Leicester at home and then Aston Villa away, and I think West Ham away. Actually, they've already played West Ham, but they've got a really, really tough run in. I think Leicester got a bit of a tough run in as well. I think they still got to go to Old Trafford and Stamford Bridge as well. So if we can win, put pressure on them, then it'll be very, very interesting. But it's really difficult, really, really difficult. I actually do think if we can get the win on Sunday, then it will definitely save our season. But we do have to win all our remaining games.
Yeah, like Sam is saying here, if we win all 5 games, we get in top 4. Chelsea still got Leicester, Man City, Arsenal, Villa, which is a tough run. So, and they still have to play Real Madrid, the Champions League. Nothing is finished there, so it will be interesting. Chris, what do you think? Top 4 chances?
I don't know. He definitely needs to win tomorrow, though. I think to have any real chance.
Yeah, sure. So maybe let's just talk about our season in general. So Tom, are you happy how the season has panned out for United?
I'd say going into the season, it's probably gone exactly as I expected it to, really. I think the competition in the Premier League season has been quite a lot less than it has been in previous years. I think second flatters how good we've been this season, really. I think obviously the drop-off of Liverpool with the injuries you've had, Chelsea not really being up to it, and Man City just being as good as they are. I think league position probably as expected. And I always thought us dropping out of the Champions League, to be honest. I don't think we were quite good enough to compete in that competition. And yeah, well, once you drop into the Europa League, I fully expect us to go far in that competition. So I just say as expected, really, which is good because it's building on previous seasons that we've had. So.
And you happy with Ole?
Yeah, reasonably happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I think that the mentality that he seems to have brought about that squad and the players he's recruited. I know they've not been the most exciting signings, apart from maybe Cavani. I think he's the man at the moment. It's just the people above him that need to go. That's the problem we've got.
And Chris, you happy with the season?
Yeah, it's good. I'll admit I was a bit disappointed after where we were in January, but I think second and win the Europa League is a decent season. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Doug, I already know the answer, but are you happy with this season?
It has been disaster after disaster after disaster, almost. Look, I agree with Tom. I think Manchester United fans will be very, very happy with the fact that they're sitting second place. I think also the fact that one point in the season, Manchester City were 14th and Man United were 13th. So the fact that those two are, first and second is quite remarkable. But yeah, the drop off that we've had, and yes, I know you can say, the injuries. I wouldn't say the defense has been much of the problem. I think the attack has really dried up. Salah's almost sort of, bailing out Mane and Firmino with his goals. And we have obviously had Jota as well. I actually think if Jota had remained fit for most of the season, I think he would probably be on about 15 to 20 goals right now. That he is that good. Champions League was very, very disappointing. Obviously we don't take care about the cups, and to go trophyless is really disappointing. But if we can get top 4 out of this season, then Klopp's a genius.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think this season it started so well. It started really well with Leeds, Chelsea, Arsenal all win.
Yeah,
I think the Everton game, it wasn't even the turning point because we still kept playing well and we were still first till like Christmas. But right after that, it just all fell apart with decisions going against us, injury after injury. And then at the same time, I think we lost that mentality we used to have. So that's a bit disappointing that we lost that fight. But
It's also the fact that we seem to do well for most of the 90 minutes, and then see like minute 80 to minute 90, we always seem to concede. We always seem to concede late goals. So that has something to change. The Anfield home record has to change next season. I think with fans back, I think we'll be much better at home.
Yeah, for sure. So just a question about season in general. So what do you think has impacted the performances your team has the most this week? Not this week, this season. Tom, what do you think? Is it the fans? Is it just the general COVID situation, or maybe the Super League news? What do you think?
What was the question? Sorry.
So what do you think? What has impacted your team's performance the most? So maybe what they missed the most.
I think honestly, it's the midfield and defence that are the poorest for United at the moment. I think the fact that we've got Lindelof and Maguire in defence forces Ollie to play McTominay and Fred, two more sort of defensive midfielders. I think if we need a centre back to partner Maguire, because I don't think Lindelof and Maguire are the ideal pairing. I think once we bring in a decent centre back and probably another midfielder as well, that's really where our team struggles at the moment.
And
I think we'll be challenged if we bring in a defensive midfielder and a decent centre back.
So you think you're challenged for Premier League?
100%. Yeah, we've shown we can beat Man City with the team we've got already. So I think centre back and midfielder will be a really difficult team to beat.
And what do you think, Chris? Can you challenge for Premier League next season? You agree?
Yeah, if we'll get defenders in, and I think what's cost us is conceding stupid goals, really. And once you get that sorted out, you're more or less the real deal, really.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I don't want, to be completely honest, I don't want you to challenge for any titles, but fair enough. And I agree with Sam. He's talking about Liverpool. I think injuries has been our biggest problem this season. If Van Dijk, Matip, and Gomez all didn't have long-term injuries, we'd be comfortable in top 4. Yeah, I think we missed Van Dijk, but I don't think that we missed his defensive abilities more than we missed his leadership. We lost Van Dijk, and to be fair, we didn't have Henderson for most of the season as well. So what do you think, Doug? What impacted us the most this season?
Oh, I think the injuries are a big factor. The fact that we've had 21 central defensive partnerships this season is just ridiculous. I don't think. I honestly think if you had taken our best 3 centre backs out of like Arsenal, Chelsea, they would struggle. They would definitely struggle as well. But I think we all say that Trent Alexander-Arnold has had a very he hasn't had a good season, but I think he's missing Van Dijk. I think Robertson is missing Van Dijk. I think the fact that we're missing Van Dijk, those long passes are what makes our fullbacks work really, really well. So the fact that we haven't had Van Dijk, the fact that we haven't had Gomez and Matip. Look, to be fair, Nat Phillips hasn't put a foot wrong since he's been in the team as well. And I think the introduction of Thiago, I think, I know Thiago is one player that dominates, football Twitter, but honestly, I actually think he is getting better and better with every game he's playing. And I think with Wijnaldum leaving, I think it's going to be a big bonus for him, and that he'll probably start more games next season for sure. But yeah, impact, injuries, I think the lack of fans as well. It was nice to have fans back in like November, December, and then obviously we all know what happened after that. But yeah, and it would just be nice to go back to a bit of normality, because the season started in September, and it's finishing in May. It's nice that the season not finishing in July this time, and it'll be nice to go back to like an August, May season next season. Things are definitely getting better, and I'm pretty sure if we have fans back, I think we'll be a much better team. And the injuries aside, I think we'll be a much better team with Van Dijk, Gomez, Matip all coming back.
Yeah, and I think I definitely agree. And there are a couple of players who just cannot play without fans. Like, for example, Firmino, he just lives on playing in full stadium. So it makes a lot of sense. And I think players will feel responsible for the way results when the fans return. So they will try to make as many happy moments as possible. But before we end, just going back to the game on Sunday, maybe I'll ask all of you to give your starting 11s. I'll start with you, Chris.
I'll go with Henderson in goal. Do I have to do both teams?
No, just the United. You just United.
Henderson in goal. Lindelof and Maguire in defence. Wan-Bissaka and Shaw in full-backs. And Fred and McTominay midfield. And don't know. I think I can see Bruno being rested maybe, and Pogba instead playing, and I can see Greenwood getting a start. I don't know why. Yeah.
Okay, Tom, you?
Yeah, I think we'll play exactly the same team we played yesterday. Henderson's obviously the first choice in the Premier League, so he'll probably get a start. And maybe Greenwood will come in up front over Cavani, because I'm not sure if Cavani can play Thursday, Sunday. But I want us to play the same team we did on Thursday, because I think we can cause you real problems if we've got that start again.
Well, I hope Cavani doesn't play. Doug, what do you think about Liverpool?
Right, I'm going to base it on if Phillips is fit. Okay, so I'm going to base my lineup on if Phillips is fit. I'm going to go Alisson, Becker, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Kabak, Phillips, Robertson, Fabinho, Thiago, Milner, Salah, Firmino, Jota. I think Mane will get a break.
Okay, so you don't think we will play the same formation as we did last time?
I have a feeling that one of the front three will be rested, and I think it might be Mane.
Yeah, maybe. I haven't even thought about it. I thought Klopp might try to play the same formation he did. I think was it 4-2-3-1 with Jota in front, but maybe he'll be rested. Maybe Mane will be rested. Just quickly, your score predictions, Chris. What do you think?
I think it'll be like 1-1. Don't know why. I can just see it being a draw. To be honest.
Oh, it's almost. Tom?
Yeah, I think I said it near the start as well. I think it's going to be a low-scoring draw. I don't trust this defence, so I think you might nick a goal. And like same as us, I think close 0-0 or 1-1 is probably how I see this going.
Yeah.
Doc?
I'm going to say 2-2. I think we can score, but they'll probably score as well. I absolutely agree with what Tom says. Their defence, Maguire and Lindelof. I think the last game in the FA Cup, I think I think it was Salah tore them apart. So I can actually see some goals, and I think they'll probably score as well. So I'm going to go 2-2.
Yeah, I have a feeling it will be a draw as well, but I will say 2-1 Liverpool. Just for the hope on 3 points. But before we go, let's check out this comment.
No,
That's mad, isn't it?
not for me.
Do you think that selling Salah would be a good idea?
I mean, he's probably the most marketable of the front three, but no, you don't sell. No, you don't. No. Honestly, you don't sell your best players. But I did actually find out that the Olympics are happening this summer as well. Look, the fact that is still going ahead with the amount of cases that are in Japan, and Egypt are definitely in the Olympics as well. I think Brazil are in the Olympics as well. So. Yeah, I don't like that. And also the fact we do actually have the African Cup of Nations coming up next January as well. So, we'll probably lose players as well. So it's about getting squad depth now, I think. And with Kanate coming in, that is about good as done, I think, as well. And I think we'll probably get Kabak as well. We definitely need now squad depth now to compete.
Yeah, I agree. I think selling Salah would be just mad, even though he is the most profitable. But I think that's it. We'll just leave it here. Thank you so much, guys, for coming on here and talking about. Maybe we talked about Liverpool too much. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. So yeah, thank you, Tom. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Doc. Maybe just say how we can find you on social media, real quick. Tom, start with you.
Yeah, my Twitter handle is @TomSkyFF. So I play Sky Fantasy Football, so my Twitter account's related to that. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
Do you have any other channels like YouTube or anything?
No, not at the moment. Just Twitter. I'll probably branch out at some point, but just Twitter for
now. Chris?
My Twitter is at Buzzybee Popman, and the channel's also called Buzzybee Popman. Yeah.
Amazing. Give everyone a follow, and Doug, maybe talk a bit about your channel as well.
Yeah, my channel's the Dugout Football channel on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram at Douglas.Horn. You can find me on Twitter at Enrod_1992, as you can see on the screen there. And you can find me on Facebook, Douglas James Horn. But I've really enjoyed this, and let's hope for a very good game on Sunday.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. And yeah, I hope Liverpool wins. Okay, bye.
Cheerio.
See you guys.